Time now for your forewarned weather with Chief Meteorologist Alana Brophy.
Hard to see that devastation. We have our own wildfires burning, but we've seen conditions ease with the cooler air that moved in. Fantastic sunset tonight. Thank you, Hitzi, for grabbing the clouds, and you see that beautiful shade of pink. Clouds rolling in with our southwest flow, and we had several folks go ahead and send great pictures. Thank you, Wendy. This one from Immigration Canyon in Salt Lake. So pretty. Satellite radar shows that southwest flow in motion. In the last few hours, we've drawn those clouds up to northern Utah along the Wasatch Front, noticeable now, all the way towards Cache Valley, moving into the basin at this hour. Dry conditions overall. Great one coming from the Bountiful Bench. Brandon, a stunner. It was so pretty out there tonight. It didn't feel like mid-June, but it looked like it. Goodness, Brian catching this one from Riverton. Thank you so much for sending our way. We always love your photos and love to showcase your photographic eye. Today was an interesting Tuesday, okay? We hit 69 for that high in Salt Lake City. A day in the 60s, June 18th. It doesn't happen often. That cold front opened the door for that cold, dense air, kept the Wasatch Front in the 60s. We had 70s in central Utah, only a high of 88 in St. George. What a nice breather. Triple-digit heat has been relentless in southern Utah, backing off of that. And you're thinking, okay, high 90s is a break, but today a true break with those 80s. It doesn't last. 70s and 80s on the eastern side of the state, 77 in Moab. We're going to see a cooler overnight, but not as cold as we saw last night. 50s as we close out ABC 4 News at 10 with partly cloudy skies. Low 50s in Salt Lake, and then we're off to the races, warming things back up by tomorrow morning with partly cloudy skies. Those clouds want to linger, and so does the southwest flow. That will help get our temperatures back to average. Black Desert time lapse showing the clouds in southern Utah. They saw them first. That southwest flow making its presence known. It will bring for a beautiful midweek, but then things start to change. I want to show you the setup because we get a low that digs to our west and an area of high pressure to our east. You put that into motion, and that means an influx of monsoon moisture. Yep, we're back into that season, late June through mid-September, and then we're going to see that on the eastern side of the state. Our futurecast kind of walks us through the timing. So a nice quiet Wednesday. We'll get a little cloud cover. That southerly flow bounces our temperatures right back to where they should be. And then the high heat comes back pretty quickly. We watch as that low digs right off the coast there and that high over to our east. We bring that moisture back into the state because it's an amplified southerly flow. That moisture means thunderstorms, tapping into subtropical moisture from the Gulf. And so we could see some heavy downpours here. As we look at the futurecast, latest model run by the afternoon actually slides it a little more centralized over I-15. We'll see as that holds as we get towards the end of the work week, but the potential there with some stronger storms hugging the state line by Friday evening. So thunderstorm potential is definitely going to hold steady, and so does flash flood concerns. We clear that moisture by the weekend. Heading into the weekend, we're going to get high heat. Here's a look at Thursday. General thunderstorm threat for the eastern side of the state. It starts later on Thursday and holds into Friday. Thursday already has an elevated flash flood risk. It's for eastern Utah, including Arches, Canyonlands, Lake Powell, Grand Staircase. So south central and eastern Utah have the possibility of a flash flood with those thunderstorms rolling in. That's Thursday, and expect that to stick around Friday. So if you're planning, forewarning you now, that danger will arise. 70s and 80s, 84 in Salt Lake. It will feel pleasant tomorrow, but that's exactly where we should be this time of year. 80s and 90s on the eastern side of the state. 97 in St. George. That's also average for St. George. And we see some 80s along the I-15 corridor with partly cloudy skies expected. As we look at the 7-day, Juneteenth tomorrow, right on average when it comes to those numbers, and then triple-digit heat returns. Friday, we get a little more cloud cover and just a slight dip. Also a slight chance we see that moisture, but we're sizzling by the end of the weekend. Wasatch Front sees those 90s return with the help of southwesterly flow. Some monsoon moisture tries to sneak in. We could maybe see a slight chance, but better chance east of I-15. And yes, that is 100 degrees on Sunday as that high heat returns.
Wow.
Okay.
Speechless.
Yeah.
We're speechless at that.
Low 90s Thursday. That's when we officially start summer. So today was spring, and then Sunday comes, and it's like, remember, we're into summer now. So it's going to be interesting.